What's up, guys? Travis from Solo Custom Archery, and today I'm going to talk about backcountry hunting. I'm going to go through a gear list, do a bag dump, everything I'm bringing for a Colorado mule deer hunt, wilderness area. I'm going in for 6 days. I'll be backpacking in, and I'll be what I consider backcountry hunting means that you're walking in. Well, I guess you could do it on with pack animals. What the kind of thing I'm talking about is you're walking in, you're carrying everything in your back that you're going to need out there for multiple days. This trip's going to be 6 days, 6 days maximum. Obviously, if I get an animal, I'll be heading out earlier. But that's my definition of backcountry hunting. It means that you're getting away from the car and you're out overnight, and so you need to bring your camp with you. You need to bring all your food with you. Obviously emergency stuff and your weapon. This one's going to be an archery hunt, so I'll be bringing my recurve. I'm a week out from Colorado archery season. I'll be going next week, so I'm all set. I'm packed up. I got my stuff I'm really bringing next week. I got the clothes I'll be wearing in, and my bino harness pack, gun, the whole shot. So I'm ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to unload my pack and I'll go through every single piece of gear I'm bringing, what it weighs, and so anybody that's looking to do something like this, you know what it takes. Right now, where I'm sitting at, 57 pounds. My backpack just weighed it. My bow's strapped to it, arrows. Got 1 quart of water, and that weighs, so that weighs 57 pounds. My gear alone, I weighed my pack with just my gear was 50, and that's what I always try and keep it under 50. That's like my limit. So by putting my bow on it and my water, put me up to 57. I also have this front pack that weighs over 4 pounds, so I'm over 60 pounds, which is heavy, but that's where I'm always at. I have a hard time staying real low, like people say. Hikers and stuff are always talking about staying in the 30s, but I don't know how you can do it, especially when you're hunting. So we'll go through everything, and then at the end, maybe I could take a second and say what's not necessary, and if you want to cut out some weight of what you can leave at home, it'll become obvious when we go through it. Okay, I got my bino harness. It's like a front pack. There's my binoculars in here. It's from Alaskan Guide. Got my binoculars, 8x42s. Up in the front pouch, I got a lighter, electrical tape, this attachment to put my binoculars on my tripod. And here I got a Leatherman. Got my shooting tab. And the only thing I may add to this is a wind checker. I don't know, I don't really use one, but maybe. I got my compass on here as always. I use this pin-on compass. That's the way I navigate. I don't bring GPS or anything. But I watch this at all times. So I'll pick a heading and always follow it, and then I know on the way out, I gotta go a similar amount of time in the same direction. Usually like to walk in perpendicular to a road. So when I walk out 6 days later, if I know if I walked in from the south, if I walk out going north, or if I come in from the south going north and I walk out from the north going south, I'll eventually hit that road that's running perpendicular. Whether I make it to my car or not, whatever my point is, the trailhead, might miss it, but usually get to the road, I'll have cell service again, I can see where I'm at. That's how I've always done it, so it works for me. And one last thing in here is, in the back of my pack is how I'm carrying my gun. I thought about this back and forth quite a bit, and I ended up making a decision to go with a concealed carry gun, just a 40 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I have good trail gun options and holsters that I bring on a lot of trips, but just with the effort to keep the weight down, I decided to go with small gun. I didn't want to go with no gun at all. I thought about that too. I really could, because I'm going to Colorado. There's really nothing dangerous there. No grizzly bears. There's not even any wolves or anything. But I just don't feel right going without a gun. So I'm going to bring a small light gun, and that's how I'll keep it in my front pack. I've been walking like that a lot. It doesn't bother me. So it works out okay. It's not the quickest thing to get at, but like I said, I'm not going to have to draw it fast. just be comforting to have it at camp at night and stuff. So that's it for the front pack. As far as gear and clothes I'll be walking in with, this is it. So I got a merino wool long sleeve shirt. Remember, it's summertime still. This season is the last weekend in August is when it starts. So it is, you know, it could be anything because it's high country. You know, I'm going on the Continental Divide, so I'll be going up, you know, above tree line. This hunting is going to be above tree line in Colorado by Durango, being a Wamanuchi wilderness. And so yeah, going for early mule deer hunting. You're hunting them above tree line. They're still up high. So yeah, you can get any kind of weather, but I'm not going to expect, you know, it's not like a late season where I'm going in, you know, loaded or dressing heavy. I'm going to go merino wool shirt. I got FJ Raven pants, crispy boots. These are crispy boots. First time I ever owned crispies. I usually use the solos. I've been really happy with the solos, but I decided to try these out this time, and I do like them. I've been wearing them every day for 3 months. I wear them to work every day. I work construction, so they're doing pretty good. They're comfortable. They're still waterproof, which is good. These are I don't remember what they're called, but they're the cheapest boots Crispy makes. The rest of them are like $400. That's just too much for me. But these were more like $200. So they're pretty. And that's it. That's how I'm gonna walk in, and then I'll go through the clothes that I'll have for you know, keeping me warm and this and that as we go through it. Now the pack system, I do have a new pack system this year. I got Kifaru set up. It's Kifaru Nomad 2 and a tar. It's actually 2 separate bags I put on the same frame. I put the tar between the Nomad 2 wings. I'll show you when it breaks apart. I think it's a great system. It's expensive as all hell, but you know, when you're doing hard stuff like this, it's easy to justify spending some money on some decent gear, because it's any little bit that can help you, you need, because it's extremely difficult, high altitude type of hunt like this, backpacking in. So I do think that the Kifaru system's money well spent, and I like it. I'm happy with the quality of it and stuff. But we'll go through it, and I'll show you how the system works. And I like the modular system, 2 different bags, mainly for the pack out. Because for one, you'll see I have my camp in 1 bag, so I'll lose that when I set up camp if I stay in one spot. If I'm not, you know, if there's no animals there, I gotta move every day, you know, until I find them. But if I get on some animals, I'm happy staying in one spot, then I can leave my camp set up and I can go day hunt with just the Nomad, and then leave everything else at, you know, and just have a light day pack set up for going out hunting. And then on the way out, I have 2 packs that I could split the load. So if I have my 50 pounds here, less the food I eat, and then, you know, another 60 pounds of meat from a deer or more, I'm not gonna carry, I'm not walking out with 120, you know, whatever it is. I'm not coming out with just 1 trip on, you know. I'm sure it's possible, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. So what I'll do is I'll split my packs up, and seeing that I have 2 packs that can go on the same frame, I could walk half of it so far until I get tired, drop it, go walk back with an empty frame, put that other bag on the frame, walk it back, and kind of leapfrog it back and forth, and 2-trip it, but 2-trip it without leaving anything behind. Like if I leave half the meat behind, walk all the way back to the trailhead, that takes me all day, and then I got to worry about something getting at the meat or finding it. You know, I'd rather just have it all with me on the way out, and then that way it gives me breaks too. You know, you got to take breaks, especially uphill and stuff. So get too tired, throw the pack down, walk back with an empty frame to the other load. That's your break. You know, so give you constant breaks. It'll work out good. I've done it before, not with this pack system, but I've done it before with the different pack system I have, and I like it. Okay, we'll get into what's actually in the pack now. So, first thing is this thing that's stuck to I have strapped on the back of the pack. I have my map in here. Okay, can never forget the map. Using it till the last day, I understand, looking at it and stuff like that. It's something that you could easily just leave at home, so careful with that. But This is what I'm holding here is a seat. It's a chair that's designed for canoeing, and that's what I have it for, but I had the idea of bringing it with for this trip. Okay, so it opens up, as you can see, into a chair. So I'm going to use it as my glassing pad. I know it's a little bit heavy for a glassing pad, but the thing is, I don't bring a sleep pad. Okay, so this chair could actually double as a sleeping pad and a glassing pad. Plus, it's great to have around camp to just sit down and have a backrest. You know, when you're out there for a week without ever having a backrest, it's something that you do miss. So I like bringing this along. It's worth the extra weight. It's not that heavy, but I could fold it out like this, and it makes a decent sleeping pad. So it's instead of a thermarest. So it's multi-use. I like it. Okay, getting into, I'll get into what I got in the top lid. Okay, this is the easily accessible stuff. Bag of jerky. My knife. Boonie style rain hat. Kuyu Chugan, I think is the name of it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but rain suit, okay? Good quality, lightweight rain suit. So that and the boonie hat will be what I put on when it's raining, which I can only almost guarantee it'll rain while I'm there at least once. So I can't leave home without that. And then I had my sport care up top. I'm just gonna keep it accessible in case I move things from my food bag into my top lid as I'm going throughout the trip to have easily accessible snacks. You know, I probably will do that, so kept this accessible. All right, and it's just Light My Fire Sport titanium. I love it. Use it all the time. Bring it to work every day. Use it for my lunch. Okay, got my water pouch here on the side belt. This is the only water I have on me right now. I'll probably walk in this way just because I'm planning my route to stay close to water. There's quite a bit of water where I'm going, so I'm not really worried about water. I do have another water bottle in here that's inside the pack, but I probably won't walk in with it full, just because I have you know, altitude adjustment to deal with. I don't want the extra weight. I think that I'll just drink out of this. I'll stay close enough to water where I can repump it full. If I see that I'm going in long stretches out water, I'll have to fill my extra reserve inside there, obviously. But I'd rather not leave the car with that much water. I have my side pocket on my belt. I really don't have much in there. Got a little paracord and a couple extra straps, just 1-inch webbing nylon cinch straps, in case I want to work my bow differently or something. So just a few things in my side pouch. It's for the most part it's empty. I have plenty of extra room in my side pouch because I figure things will move to there as I go. You know, I like to leave that accessible areas like that pretty much empty the way I'm packed leaving, and then throughout the week I might as I'm eating my jerky I might stick it in the side pouch, or a bag of nuts might make it from my food pack to the side pouch, make it easily accessible. All right, getting in the last thing I have strapped to the outside is my bow. I'm a traditional hunter, obviously, so I'm going this trip I'm going with my carbon fiber model adventurous recurve with carbon arrows. They're about 525 grains. So that's it. Been practicing a lot, feel confident with it. Got to get close with this thing, obviously, but that's all part of the game for us traditional hunters. There's a lot of straps on this pack, so I like to keep everything cinched tight. Okay, this is that tower system bag I'm talking about. So this is just strapped, here's the Nomad on the frame, and then the tower system is basically just a bag. But it does have made to go on the frame as an independent pack. It could be used as a day pack as well. But right now I just have like all my camp stuff in here. I'll get into it. One and a half quart water bottle. That's the one I say that may become full, but it adds about, I don't know, 3.5 pounds. So 3 pounds. I'll leave it empty for now. This is my sleeping bag and all my clothes. And what it is, it's in one of these space bag, vacuum seal bags. So everything, it makes it waterproof and it cinches it down and makes it compact because you suck all the air out of it, you squeeze all the air out of it. And then it really works out good to use these bags because the one, it waterproofs it, and then you can shape it better than a stuff sack. So when you suck this thing down, like it's easy, like it packs better to be long and skinny. So you know, when you suck it down, it's like a circle, and then you can smush it and shape it however you want, and it fits in your pack good. So can't recommend that enough. So I got a 30-degree bag. The dude is just fine out there. Okay. I'm bringing 2 extra pair of socks, other than the ones I'm wearing in. I got another merino wool hoodie, a little heavier weight. An Under Armour cold gear next to the skin thermal. An extra t-shirt, blended one. 1 pair of long john pants that are fairly thin. Another merino wool blend, long underwear top. And then I'm bringing a set of nylon socks just in case I get some kind of problem going on with my feet. Usually my feet are good, but you never know when you're, side hilling, going up and down with the pack. Sometimes putting these underneath your socks, it makes them slosh around a lot, and sometimes it helps. I don't normally like it, but if I start getting an issue, I'll put these on. And then a roll of toilet paper I have in there too, just to keep it dry. Not real accessible, but I'd rather keep it dry. Okay, so that is all the clothes I'm bringing. You see I don't have an extra pair of pants, I don't have an extra pair of shirt. Basically what I'm wearing here is what I'm gonna wear all week. This stuff's just backup stuff. I gotta bring the warm clothes. I'd like to leave it at home, but in case it gets cold, it's gonna be cold in the morning probably, and it could be cold. I mean, we're talking high altitude. I mean, it can snow up there, So it's not worth. To me, it's not something I'm willing to go without. I like wearing a lot of thermals to keep myself warm in the winter. I'm not big on coats and stuff like that, so that's the way I like to layer a lot. So that's why I have a couple thermal shirts, and you'll see I have a little bit more of I have a puffy suit in here that I have that will be my go-to thing when it gets really cold. Here's my tent. It's a 3-man Zeus from Eureka. It's not the most lightweight thing in the world, but it's a good tent. I've had it for years. I own it already. I don't want to buy another one. I think it's like almost 4 pounds, so it's kind of heavy, and it's kind of big for just me by myself. I'm going on a solo hunt on this, but I do like the extra room. I like the festival. I like to be able to get dressed in there. I don't want something where I can't even sit up in it. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with a little bit extra weight. And then my food bag. That's the last thing inside this tar bag. Okay. Now I'll put the food bag to the side for now. But that's what's in the tar bag. My tent, my sleeping bag, my extra clothes, my food bag. Okay. So it's not the kind of stuff I need for day hunting. So that's what I'm saying. I can lose that as soon as I set up camp. This thing I didn't mention, I just pulled it out, but what this is, there's some pair of gloves in here, it's a winter hat, and then inside here I have like GoPro stuff and accessories and extra batteries for my GoPro. Okay, I do plan on filming the hunt, so it's completely unnecessary if you're going in, you're trying to keep it lightweight. You could knock out weight with stuff like this, but I do want to film it, so I'm gonna bring my GoPro. Okay, I'll get into the food now. Now my food system is definitely unique. Let's see, I'm on a ketogenic diet. I have been for almost 2 years now. My body's used to getting my energy through the fat that I eat rather than carbohydrates. That's how I train, that's how I live. So I'm going to stay on a ketogenic diet throughout the trip. It would make no sense for me to change my diet going up, doing this trip, when all my preparation was done on a certain diet, right? And then go out there and eat mountain house meals, and then my body would be all screwed up because I'm getting my energy sources from something else. Where now my body's trained to get the energy source from fat, so I want to keep it that way. I think it's a big mistake when people will be on a good diet and then they'll go on a trip like this and they'll say like, well, I'm on vacation, I can eat whatever I want. Bad idea, because your energy sources are going to be screwed up. Your body's going to be, it's making a big adjustment. It's making a big enough adjustment going to the altitude as it is. But we'll go through the food real quick. This is coconut oil, okay, so it's just straight fat basically. I put this in my coffee with protein powder, and I drink that multiple times a day. It's a good source of getting my protein. It's an easy way to get my protein and fat in. It's good for breakfast. I do it at home too. It's a good way to get calories, and I have coffee anyway, so it adds protein and calories to my coffee, and it'll work out perfect out there. So that's protein powder, coconut oil, coffee. Okay. My jet boil is what will be used to make the coffee. I have a pound of raw almonds, or cashews. I have 2 cans of oysters. I have 8 packages of tuna. I have 1 pound of coconut butter. This is different than coconut oil. It's basically all fat as well. It has a little bit of carbohydrates, a little bit of protein in it, and I eat it just by the spoonful. It's just kind of like supplementing food. It's high in calories, and I'll just, it's basically, instead of eating, I'll just eat spoonfuls of this stuff. The only issue with this or the coconut oil is if it gets cold, it's a pain in the ass because it gets really hard. But you have to chisel it up with a knife. I've done it before, it's doable, but it's much simpler if it's warm. You can spoon it right in your mouth. Doesn't taste great. It's just, this is eating to live out here in the mountain. It's not a luxury eating. That's the way I'm looking at it. It's just fueling the body. Peanut butter, again, high in fat, has some carbohydrates, protein. Another thing, I just spoonful right in. Almond butter, same story. Packages of drink mixes. I have some emergency in here, Propel, things that I could add electrolytes to my water. Plus, if I have bad water sources, sometimes pumping this water out of some nasty spots, it kind of grosses you out. So, nice to have drink mixes and to add electrolytes back in. So, pour a little bit of seasoning. This is in case I get something to eat. As you can see, I have no real food here, really. So I'm going to bring a fishing pole, and then I'll have my bow. So if I could, kill something and eat it, I will. And then I'll cook it in my jet boil, maybe a little bit of coconut oil, maybe I'll boil it, but I'll have a little bit of seasoning for it. So that'll be the goal. So that's it. I have it all in these meat bags. Oh, and that's dish soap. And I do have a scrubber inside my jet boil. That's to clean stuff up. Dish soap, I can wash my hands with it, I can do anything with it. And I use these meat bags because I got to bring them anyways for the meat, and they're boned out meat bags and or game bags, and I have 3 of them. Okay, so the other 2 are just inside here. My game bag acts as my food bag, And on the way out, when I have meat in here, I don't care. I'll just throw all my food in there. Hopefully, most of my food's gone by then, anyways. So that's my food. It's mostly fat-based. It's very simple. All you have to do is eat it. I really don't even need my jet boil for any of the food. I don't need water for any of my food. The only reason I'm bringing my jet boil is, one, if I get something, like I said, if I got to cook a fish or something like that. And then the other thing is I make coffee. I could really do without it. If I want to do without the coffee, I could do without the coffee. I could do it without my jet boil. I could cut about, I don't know, 3 pounds out of the whole mix here. But it's a luxury that I want. I don't want to go without coffee because I'm used to eating it every day. Or drinking it every day. I'm kind of addicted to it. So, anyways, it's a comfort thing. So that is my food. It's about 18,000 calories for 6 days. So that's about 3,000 calories a day. I would say that's going to leave me somewhat calorie deficient, which I'm okay with. I don't have to be completely comfortable out there. I think it'll work out good. This will be my 3rd trip that I've packed this style of food for without going with any kind of freeze-dried stuff and without going with any carbohydrate sources. And it has worked out good for me. I like it. So have no doubts that it'll be fine for this. Okay, now we're going to get into the day pack stuff, okay? This is the Kafaru Nomad. As you can see, it's on the frame, and it's basically these 2 wings pouches, and then a system to strap things in between. So the other bag got strapped in between. When this is on its own, it could be all cinched up tight into a small day bag, okay? That's my plan. What I have in the wings is what we'll get into. This is stuff that I'll probably have with me all the time. Remember, this is high country spot and stalk mule deer hunting, so spotter's a necessity. Okay, so I got a spotter and tripod. This is Vortex 11x33 razor and tripod. It's not the lightest weight in the world, but it's not bad. I didn't spend a ton of money on it. And my fillet knife is what I use for boning out meat. My pump, stay with me all the time, easily accessible. This is what I use for water. It's a little bit heavy, but I like it, man. It makes life way easier to have a pump than to mess around with any other kind of system, waiting for pills and stuff like that. Plus, when your water's really nasty, it's really comforting to have a pump because it's actually filtering the crap out. It's not like taking a bunch of water with a bunch of microorganisms you can see in there, or bugs swimming around and then throwing some pills in and you're still drinking the bugs. It's kind of gross to me. I've done it. Believe me, I've done it both ways. I don't really have an issue with the other way, but a pump's the way to go. The only problem with a pump is if it's really cold, obviously it could freeze and stuff like that. So, but I don't foresee that problem. With that being said, my jet boil's the backup for that also. So let's say my pump freezes and it's shot or it breaks, and so I gotta boil my water, okay? In these side pouches behind the wings, there's extra storage space. One more thing I didn't see in here was some rope and a carabiner. I don't know if that's necessary, but I figured I'll use it in case I gotta, hang a deer up or something. It's just, it's not very heavy. Okay, these sandals, I make these sandals. I wear these sandals all the time. I've worn them all over the country, different spots. It may seem like kind of a silly thing to bring with, but for river crossings, they'll come in really handy. I don't like going barefoot through a river while I'm holding my gear up and stuff like that. I don't want to take the chance of falling, getting everything wet, cutting my foot or something like that. It'd be hell out there. So these things are they're worth their weight in gold for stuff like that. I might wear them for stalking. Again, if I'm into stalking barefoot, the boots aren't the best thing for stalking. And I'll definitely wear them around camp. Whenever I bring these things on a lot of trips, I end up wearing them as much as I wear my boots, because they're just great. And then if your boots get wet, you're drying them out, you can have something else to wear as you're working on drying your boots out and stuff like that. So they're coming with me. In the back of this pouch got my fishing gear. Oh, one more thing in there is a Contractor Garbage Bag. Bring it with. It has a million uses, I can use it as a tarp to lay meat on, keep the meat clean, stuff like that. I could throw the meat inside here, throw it inside a river, you know, to cool the meat down. It's a lot of good uses for what it's worth in weight. And then I just got my fishing rig, you know, just a lightweight spinning rig, breakdown pole, and a couple lures. Definitely not going heavy with that. Just there's a lot of water where I'm going. You know, there's some rivers, there's lakes, so I'll be out there by myself. I have plenty of time to kill, so I want to bring the fishing pole. Okay, this wing I have basically my survival gear, and if you want to call it possibles pouch or something, I'll go through that. But in here is another space bag sucked down, but this is a down suit. Okay, so it's a puffy down suit. It's an over jacket and over pants, and you put it like it's nice to throw on in the morning if it's cold when you get out of your tent. It's not durable, it's nylon, so it's not something you're gonna wear all day long, you know. But it's something if you're sitting there glassing or something and you want to stay warm, it's great. You put it on, it doesn't, I mean, it sucks down and nothing, it doesn't take up any weight. So I'll carry that with me all the time. I'm not gonna carry my backup clothes with me, but if I get a cold snap out there or something like that, or if I get lost, I gotta spend a night, this thing will keep you warm, you know. So it's worth its weight. It's a great setup. I bring this with me in a whitetail stand, throw it on when I'm cold. It's just, everybody should have a down suit. All right, then we'll go through this pouch here. This is my backup battery. It's a drill battery with a USB attachment, and it'll charge my phone a whole bunch of times. It'll charge everything for the week. Heavy. And there's probably lighter options, but this is what I have. This is what I own. I'm bringing it with. It's one of the things that you can definitely leave at home and save some weight. But for me, I'm planning on filming. I'm going to use my phone to film. I'm not a videographer, and I don't have the money or time to get into fancy camera equipment right now. Maybe sometime in my life, but right now I record everything on my phone. So I'll charge my phone here, and then the GoPro I showed you earlier. So battery charger, flashlight. As I told you in other videos, I'm not a flashlight junkie. I'm not a knife junkie. I just got necessary ones. So just a cheap flashlight. Sunscreen. I'm going high, so necessary. Clotting sponge, a little first aid. Knife sharpener with some Luco tape wrapped around there in case I got tape up my feet or some ankles, something like that. Headlamp, again, just a cheap one. Emergency sleeping bag, something I've never used in my life, but I always bring it with me. It has a lot of uses too, you know. Could probably replace this. I probably don't need both, but I'll bring both. This is my little rechargeable lantern. I put in my tent at night to turn it on. You know, I hang it up on top and it lights my tent up. I got a compass, a map compass. Phone charger. Charger for the lantern. This is a fire starter. This is what I use. These are Weber grill cubes. You know, they're sold in by the Weber grills and the grilling accessories in multiple packs for real cheap. It's a little gel tab that lights and burns for a long time. It's kind of like a triaxline tablet that the military uses, but I think this is better. I've used both, and I think this is better, and they're easier to find. These are all my pills for the week, vitamins and all that stuff I take on a daily basis. I got some extra stuff in there like Benadryl, ibuprofen I don't take normally. Benadryl I don't take normally, but I'll bring it with on trips just in case I get some kind of allergic reaction or I get some kind of pain that's hard to deal with. It's also probably not a bad idea to bring like some no-dos or something like that, but I don't, but it's probably a good idea. Something to keep you awake. And then I got a couple, a lighter, an extra lighter, an extra S-clip, little thing of super glue that could be used for a million uses, including first aid. Couple waterproof matches wrapped in tape. Extra battery for my watch. Okay, and going through this, I just realized that I have to add something to it. I want backup batteries for this light, backup batteries for this light, and that's it. I'm not going to bring a whole bunch of batteries, but I will need those. I don't see them in here, so I must have forgot to pack them. So I will add them. These are fresh batteries in here, but I'll still add backups, especially for the headlamp. Maybe not for this, but for the headlamp for sure. And that's it. We're all emptied out. Okay, so as you can see, this stuff adds up in weight. You can get crazy about trying to eliminate weight. You could spend money to eliminate weight. I could probably spend $2 grand and knock, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 pounds off my sleep system with a sleeping bag and tent. That's very expensive, you know, but I don't think that's necessary. I can handle the extra weight. I can get rid of this, probably this, the GoPro, the chair, you know, and I could probably knock another 5 pounds off it or so. So it would be possible to get it down to 40 pounds or so. But I'm happy with this. I could do this weight. I've been training with 60, so I'm good. I can't stress enough about, you know, getting in shape to carry this stuff, because it's serious stuff, and if you don't, you're not going to be able to do it, and you'll be miserable, and that won't be fun for you. And after all, this is supposed to be fun. I mean, no one's forcing me to go out there. I'm going out there and have a good time. So I do want to be comfortable to some degree. So I know my limitations. I've done it enough, and I know what I can handle comfort-wise. If you need more stuff comfort-wise, by all means, take it. If you can't carry 50 pounds, then you better be able to get by with less stuff comfort-wise, or spend some more money, I